Hi, I welcome you all to this managerial economics class. Myself, Hepzibah Roslin, I am an assisting teaching faculty at Karunya School of Management. I'll be taking the Unit 3 Product and Factor Market. I welcome you all to this first session. So let us dive into the class today. So what is product market? A product market normally refers to a marketplace where the final goods and services are exchanged between the buyers and sellers. So here the market involves an exchange of goods between the sectors of economy, that is the household sectors, purchase consumer goods. Then you have the business sectors and government sectors who purchase the capital and investment goods. And then the companies act as a supplier and they offer their products to the potential customers at a particular price that are set by following the dynamics of law of supply and demand. So the examples of product market is every day we normally when we go out we usually see this product market such as farmers market who are directly selling the vegetables to the public, fish market, the supermarkets, then the online markets such as Amazon and eBay. So these are all product markets where there is a exchange of final goods and services that is happening between the producer and the seller or the buyer and the seller. Then the circular flow of money in product market, as you can see, there are four components, that is the household sector, business sector, product sector, and factor market. So how do this product market or the circular flow of money happens in a product market? So they normally happen between these four sectors. So that is first one is the household sectors, where we all know that is normally in our houses we have uncontrollable populations. We cannot predict how many members are there in a family. So there is an uncontrollable population of economy that is included in the household sector. So each household has different income level. Then you have the business sector. All the producers are included in this business sectors. Then you have the product market, the direct production from the business to the household sector in exchange of payment following the opposite direction. So product market, as I told you, is a place where your goods are sold. So this product market is acting between the business sector and the household sector. So normally if the consumer is going to buy the product from the producer or from the seller, so this product market is a place where you can buy the products. Then you have the factor market. The factor services are provided by the household to the business sector in return for payment such as rent, wages, and interest, etc. Then let's see about what is market. Market is a place where goods and services or goods are being purchased. However, in economics, a market means an arrangement which establishes an effective relationship between the buyer and the seller of a commodity. So they can participate in sales and purchases. The market does not refer to a particular place or a location. It refers to an institutional relationship between the purchaser and the seller. A market is an arrangement which links between the buyer and the seller. A market can be of different types, and those differences are due to the nature of buyers. There are a number of buyers, there are a number of sellers, nature of the product, influence over price, availability of information, and conditions of supply. So based on all these criteria, we can say that market are of different types. Let's see about market structure. So market structure is best defined as the organizational or other characteristics of a market. We focus on these characteristics which affect the nature of the competition as well as pricing. So there are two markets. One is perfect market and imperfect market. So let's see in deeper where what is perfect and imperfect market. So perfect market is where there is a perfect competition among the buyers as well as the sellers. And imperfect market is where the competitive, if the action of one or more buyers and sellers have a perceptible influence on the price. So they have an influence on the price. In order to see a deeper of perfect competition, perfect competition is a market structure in which there are large number of producers producing a homogeneous product so that no individual firm can influence the price of a commodity. A market is said to be perfect when there is a large number of buyers and sellers of the product. Products are homogeneous so that the consumers do not mind purchasing a commodity from whether from Mr. XYZ or Mr. ABC. So implies that the products of the various firms are two perfect substitutes or they are identical. So there is a free entry and exit of the firms. Both the buyers and the sellers have full knowledge of the market condition. Any buyer can purchase from any seller and vice versa also. So perfect competition here. We have large number of producers who are producing homogeneous or identical products. So we always have a substitute. When we do not get one product, we always have a substitute for that particular product. So if you're not, it doesn't matter whether we are getting the product from one particular seller or we are getting the product from another seller. Anyway, it is a substitute product, is a homogeneous product. So it doesn't matter whether we are buying from one particular seller all the time or whether we are going to another seller and buying the same product. Okay, so this is a perfect competition. What are the features of perfect competition? We have large number of sellers, large number of buyers. It is a homogeneous product. There is a free entry and exit for firms. Firms, or that is the producers, can come whenever they want. They can exit the industry whenever they face any losses. Then there is perfect knowledge of the market. Then there is no transportation cost because it is a perfectly competitive market. As I told you, there is always a substitute. If one product is not available in the market, you can always go to the substitute product. So transportation cost is not much needed here. So perfect mobility of factors of production. So there is a smooth functioning of perfect competition where your factors of production is perfectly mobile. That is, you can freely move to any industries, or you can move your production to any part of the area, or you can move your production wherever you want, or you can increase your labor as long as you are profitable in the industries. Then there is no government interference in this perfect competition market. Then single price, as I told you, prices cannot be determined by a single consumer or a producer. It has to be accepted by every buyer and producer, as it is a large producing market. There is no selling cost that is involved in this perfect competition market. Then how do we determine the pricing under perfect competition? So there are two pricing methods. One is short period normal price and long period normal price. First, we'll see about short period normal price. A short period of time refers to the time which is not sufficient for supply to adjust itself to demand completely. So supply can be adjusted completely if there is enough time for factors of production to vary in accordance with the increase in demand or decrease in demand. So in short run, a firm is in equilibrium at the output at which the price equals your marginal cost. So if your price is equal to your marginal cost, you can say that it is at equilibrium point, okay, where you can start producing your output. So in the short run, there is no fixed cost, is not being considered for any kind of decision making here. So the average variable cost here is considered for determining whether to produce or not, because we are not considering the fixed cost. So if your price falls below the maximum average variable cost, then even in the short run, all the firms in the industry will shut down to minimize their losses. Thus, the minimum average variable cost is the minimum limit to the price. So let me show you in the diagram the minimum average variable cost. So here, this is your minimum average variable cost. So if it is following below the variable, below your average cost, okay, so if it is following falls below your average cost, that is, this is your average cost, then obviously it means that your industry will have to shut down in order to minimize the losses. But if your average variable cost is equal to your average cost, then automatically it is at equilibrium point and you can start producing your products. Then coming to long period normal price. So in the long run, every cost is variable cost. In this period, all cost ever occurred in the firm must be recovered. Price in the long run or normal price under perfect competition therefore must be equal to the minimum long average cost. So here we are talking about the normal price under the perfect competition. So it has to be equal to the minimum long run average cost. So here you can see the formula: price is equal to your marginal cost, which is equal to your minimum long run average cost. So here you can see your long run average cost, and you can also see your long run marginal cost. So if your marginal cost and your long run average cost is equal, then that is where you can say it is at equilibrium, and you can set your price in a long run period. If the price is above the minimum, okay, long run average cost, the firms will be making supernormal profits, and therefore new firms will start entering into the industries. They'll start competing with the extra profits, and the price level will fall down, and the where it is equal to the minimum LAC, where the firms are making normal profits. So if the price is below the minimum long average cost, as I told you, if your LAC is below your marginal cost, then automatically you will be facing losses. So therefore, it happens where your firms will start existing the industries in order to avoid any kind of losses. So your LAC, that is your long run average cost, as well as your marginal cost, has to be equal. And if your long run average cost falls below your marginal cost, then it means there are losses that is happening in the industries, and firms have to exist the industry. So the next topic is imperfect market. We'll be seeing this in the next session.